This video is sponsored by our friends at Ritual. I've made Ritual vitamins part of my daily routine for the past several months, and I'm better off for it. I'm excited to share Ritual's new essential protein daily shakes that are designed to support the maintenance of lean muscle mass. This delicious shake contains all 9 essential amino acids, providing a complete amino acid profile, helping to build lean muscle mass. I've also found it satisfies my appetite. Ritual's Essential Protein Shake is packed with 20 grams of vegan pea protein and keeps you feeling full. There's no added sugar or sugar alcohols. It contains no major allergens or artificial sweeteners or colors. Plus, the delicious vanilla flavor is handcrafted using vanilla bean extract, sustainably harvested in Madagascar. Yes, Ritual supply chain is fully traceable. You know the importance of protein, right? Click the link in the description box below to get 10% off your first 3 months, or visit ritual.com/Chael10. Remember to use the promo code Chael10 for this special deal. Justin Gaethje was talking about Colby Covington, and Gaethje said, I don't like him, but he's a damn good fighter, period. Look, that's a big compliment in all fairness. Justin Gaethje does not throw compliments around, and now he's talking about Colby Covington, a guy that's not even in his weight class. And to share with you where I believe this was predicated from is Gaethje is now the training partner of Kamaru Usman. And they've trained together for a period of time, as you may or may not know. But it is different than the first time Kamaru fought Colby. Gaethje was not there, just by example. Because you always have to ask yourself that when there's part 2. When you're having a rematch, it doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter what sport it is, doesn't matter what game it is. When there's a rematch, for the media to ask what's different is very, very real. And as we're getting ready for Usman and Colby, I mean, guys, don't forget, and I'll personalize, but this was the best, the hardest, the dirtiest, and the closest fight I have ever seen. There was not 2 ways about it. Going into the 5th round, it was 2-2. They had both been warned by the referee multiple times. And then even partway through the 5th round, this thing is razor thin until it wasn't, right? Kamaru ends up pulling away, but what's different? A lot of times we don't have an answer, or the athlete being asked will try to form a narrative right there on the spot, right? So many times athletes do the best to answer the media, but the entire time they're giving a message to themselves. Athletes really do believe, more than possibly any other group, of the laws of attraction, and what you put out there comes back to you. So when I watch these athletes work, it's very hard to always take them at their word. And they're not being dishonest. They're just creating on the spot what they wish the reality was. All right, this one's different because Kamaru Usman's at a new gym. Now, it's not his first time. If Kamaru Usman had left Florida and gone to Denver just prior to Colby, we'd be talking about it a lot. We're not talking about it because he made that move and he's never looked better. Kamaru Usman is knocking people out on their feet. What? Kamaru Usman has not lost a round, and don't think you can bring up Masvidal part 1. He did not lose that round. The judges have some level of sympathy, which is a very real thing with judges. Well, it's not going to change the outcome of the fight. Let's just give this guy one. Usman's not even losing rounds. He's gotten better. Can we agree? All right. If you look at Colby, the exact same thing happened for different reasons, but he still left his gym. And Colby, don't forget, guys, I've known him since he was a little boy. One thing about him, he is not afraid to throw his stuff in a car and drive as far as he have to drive. He will sacrifice everything. He'll live in that car if he has to, if it puts himself in a situation that he believes is more conducive to get success. Relevant because when Colby left the American Top Team, which is a super gym, it's just a super gym in terms of its size, in terms of the coaching, the workout partners, the facility, but he didn't leave Florida. He found another good thing right nearby. I don't know much more about that. I mean, it's almost like he's training in his garage, which I don't think is the literal case, but he's found a small gym. And the only thing he ever told me about this is, Chael, I have the same workout partners and 2 of the 3 same coaches. I do not want to leave. I'm getting better, but a little more focus is on me. Okay. So now we got Kamaru's, what's different, but we have the exact same answer for Colby. We've seen Usman's experiment worked. Now we're wondering about Colby's. In the closest fight I have ever seen, with no exaggeration, what's going to be different? I submit for you guys, this is a guess. I submit for you guys, if you remember that first fight, it was a little bit of a surprise to us, the viewer. The question coming into that match, who's the better wrestler? Kamaru Usman, who's a national champion in the Division II ranks, Colby Covington, who's an All-American in the Division I ranks. That was real. That was a real discussion, and nobody fully knew the answer to that. Nobody could fully quantify that, but they did have an opinion one way or the other. And you'll remember being in these types of discussions, or at least hearing. They didn't wrestle. And it wasn't a matter of Kamaru shut Colby's wrestling down or Colby shut Kamaru's wrestling down. They didn't wrestle. No one succeeded. Not it was countered and defended. They both, us the audience unaware, came to a conclusion on their own that the squeeze isn't worth the juice. Colby respected, whether he ever admitted it or not, Kamaru Usman's accomplishments. But Kamaru respected Colby's. If you ever go for a takedown in MMA, okay? And I'll give you guys this advice because so many people think, well, I'm going to get taken down. I must work on jiu-jitsu. You can do that for 20 years before you get a black belt like me. You could do that until you think you've got the armbar and the guard and you can sweep and you know these different things. Or you can never go to jiu-jitsu class once ever and just know how to get up off the bottom. The reason I tell you that, if a wrestler takes you down, that is the single greatest energy exertion in all of MMA, is the takedown. A wrestler must be able to hold you there and get a couple of good deep breaths. He must. If the wrestler knows it's going to be a takedown and right back up, he would never go to that effort. I dealt with a guy like this in training every day. Matt Horwich was his name. And if you took Matt down, he would straight arm your head like a football player that's trying to block a tackle. He would put his palm on your head, straight arm it so this was locked out, create distance, and he'd come off the mat. And one thing we did at Team Quest is we would treat that mat like a spring. When you hit the mat, you're coming right off it. If you hit the mat and settle in, it's completely different. Just the physics of it are completely different than if you hit it, you bounce right up. And Horwich would do that, and it was not worth trying to take him down. I learned it from Horwich. I started doing it to other guys myself. I was impossible to hold down for parts of my career. I bring that to you because I'm trying to prove the point that the wrestler, for the squeeze to be worth the juice, must be able to hold you in that position for a period of time, or the wrestler who got the takedown is now at the deficit. The defensive man will not use as much energy hitting the straight on, doing the scramble, pop back up to his feet. So he will now be fresher in the exact same position that the wrestler who went for the takedown didn't want to be in, evident of the fact that he tried to change it. So Colby, I think, and Kamaru, I think, realize, why did I respect his wrestling so much? Why didn't I go take him down like I do everybody else? Why didn't I do what I do best? It's a guess by me. But as we look forward to this match, I think that's one of the things that we're going to see that's going to be very different. I don't have a prediction for you if that's a good strategy or not. I don't have a prediction to come and tell you Colby can just throw Kamaru down and keep him there. Or Kamaru can push Colby in the fence and throw him down and then keep him there. I can't get that far into it. But I think they are going to clinch up more. I think they are going to lock up more. I think one of them that goes for the takedown either succeeds and wins those rounds where he can get the takedown, or loses them because he's fatigued. Don't ever forget what Mike Tyson said. If you look for the finish, you will not win the decision. So there is tremendous strategy, and there's a tremendous guess and a bet that you're making on yourself before that referee ever brings you together. And I'm noticing with Colby specifically, he is very, very quiet by Colby standards. What can we gain from that? Well, without question, we can gain a laser focus. Without question, we can gain that Colby understands this is his last shot, at least as long as Usman stays champion. Much like Masvidal. Great guys who could make it back to the top again, they will never get that opportunity if Usman is the champion. You beat a guy once, you don't have to fight him twice. You beat a guy twice, you damn sure don't have to fight him a third time. So when you have these opportunities, you got to make the most of them. I think Colby laying low in his new training situation, not doing as much media. He will deliver for us the week of the fight. He will deliver. In about 2 weeks, you'll start hearing from Colby again. But you'll remember the times when Stipe Miocic locked down. You'll remember the times that Conor McGregor locked down. Go back a little bit, there was a guy named Rico Rodriguez who absolutely locked down. And these guys that have that type of focus and that type of understanding as to what's on the line can only guess. All of us have to guess because we're never going to have the level of success in athletics that Usman is experiencing right now. But a reasonable guess would be you're less motivated, whether you want to be or not, you're less motivated to do something a second time. Are we right on that guess? Right? Fine line between genius and insanity. Kamaru Usman sits right on that line. He is a genius, but it's one of those things. Does he have a super ability? Does he have a super ability to get that drive, get up and go in, or is he operating off of discipline? Both are good, but they're different.